Hey everyone, welcome back to the Grapevine Talk Show. Yes, it's another hot topic we have for you. And guess what it's going to be about? It's going to be about something really interesting that we all could relate to. This is the new world that we're in, and the topic is going to be on social media. You know, what are some of the benefits and disadvantages of social media? We all could relate to it. So we're going to actually just have a little talk about it. So we're just waiting for the lovely Andre Lewinson to jump on in. That's right. And then we're going to get right to it. So have you actually used social media? Obviously, because we're all on social media like most people are. Here is Andre. Here's the lovely Andre. I'm just going to invite him in. He's coming on in. Let's see. Yeah, so we're pretty much going to jump into it. And, you know, social media is really helpful, I think. And it's also bad. So, hi, Andre. Welcome back.
Hey, Turning Point.
Yes, welcome back. We are here for another hot topic. This is going to
Oh,
be
yes,
really
we are.
interesting, right?
Another hot
I'm
topic.
so excited about this one. But, you know, it's something that we all could relate to. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, it's something that, you know, like I said, we all could relate to, but it's so useful at the same time. So our hot topic today, Andre, is going to be about social media. What are some of the benefits and disadvantages of social media? I'm sure it's tons. Different people have different opinions on it, but we definitely have something to say about it.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do, for real, Turning Point.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, it's really interesting because I know social media is I'm very grateful for it. You know, and at the same time, I've actually outgrown some stuff with social media. So some things I'm grateful for it, and some things, you know, I'm kind of not so, you know, into some things with social media because of some of the disadvantages that I've seen over the years and
Exactly.
that I've actually learned about myself. You know, so do you have anything that you want to share so far before I jump into the hot topic questions?
Oh, yeah, sure. I will just state a few of the benefits and few
Yeah.
of the disadvantages of social media.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I can say so far, a few of the benefits are we can reach larger audiences. You know, for instance, persons who are business wise or business minded who
Right.
does affiliate marketing or those stuff, they can use social media platforms for to get the audience that they desire, you know. And
Right.
secondly, we can have direct connection with our audiences, whether by texting them privately or like what we're doing now on the live, we can have direct face-to-face
Right.
connection with persons. Thirdly, we can have access to paid advertisement, just like the persons who own businesses and so forth. They can do Facebook ads, Telegram, ads as well, and those stuff, and IGTV live as well. That's like what we're doing now. They can use those mediums to advertise their businesses, and as well, we can build our brand. You know, for instance, we have a company. You know, we build our brand through social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and those stuff,
So
LinkedIn,
many of them,
and
right?
so many.
Like,
Yeah,
wow, I remember when we
and
just
of
started
course,
as well.
finally, one of the benefits, most of all, and many of us cannot, deny this, it's free. It's actually free to join social
Oh,
media
yes.
platforms. Yeah. And who would want something that is free, you know? So
Right.
those are some of the benefits. And then I'll go to some of the disadvantages now of social media is that we can be open to potential embarrassment. You know, there are many times we may post something on social media platforms, and there are many persons who may read it or read it, and they don't like it, and so they use words to embarrass us because of what we have posted, you know. And we also can, because of social media, we can also lack emotional connection as regards to like for instance, example, families and friends, because of social media, we tend to avoid, mutual relationships, mutual talking and so forth with persons, and therefore
Yes.
we lose connections to them as well, family and friends, example. And as well, we can be used. it can be used to as a medium to hurt people. There are many psychopaths out there, many serial killers, maybe
Mhm.
lurking on persons' profiles and observing what they do, just to find a way to hurt them, And so in that sense, social media can be a very bad thing, but it has its goods and it has its bads.
Yeah, definitely. You broke it down very well. I mean, wow, you hit some very deep points because we see how social media, yeah, it could send a lot of missed messages as well to people. But definitely, it's very beneficial now to people that are into business. Also, a lot of jobs when people are, I know a lot of people that are going for jobs and interviews or certain companies that have employees, they do like a little, when they do background checks or something like that, they tend to scope through a lot of people's social media just to kind of get a little glimpse of some stuff about them. But you're definitely right. It definitely we do see um, a lot of the benefits from it. It gives us a chance to even have our talk show on here, right? Which is so cool. We
Yes.
get connect and network with so many people all over the world, internationally, and it's definitely free, which is so awesome. We get a chance to, not just network with people, but we get to build some other friendships that we couldn't really get to build with other people if we're like face to face walking down the street type of thing, you know? So it's really beneficial in that aspect, and it also teaches us a lot more about technology because of social media. There's a lot of people that wasn't very handy with the whole technology and mobile stuff, because of that world that we live in now. So many of us are more we have to learn more about it and how to maneuver, and how to use this thing because we're trying to catch up with this person and try to learn how to communicate. So it's really a cool thing. And
And
definitely
to turning point, actually, I forgot to state one point about the negative feedbacks of social media, and one of them is that it facilitates laziness, and it also yeah, yeah. So I think social media, it makes us lazy, in most of the sense, most
right.
times.
Well, you hit it on the nail. Our especially with the culture, well, the world that we're in. I know here in America, a lot of people a little bit more laid back, but with the economy now, especially with the whole pandemic thing that's going on during this time, a lot more people. We are grateful for it though, but it does make us a little bit more laid back, which especially the younger generation, the young people, everything is more the texting thing and contact. Sometimes we just send a message, maybe some people on Facebook Messenger or the Instagram Live, and that's pretty much Instagram message. Some people use it as a form of communication, but then like with somebody like me, I don't think that's a main communication. If somebody was supposed to, sometimes I don't even check my messages, and it's not personally, I don't use it as a form, like I'm grateful for it, but it's morely towards business wise and keeping in touch for networking reasons and stuff like that. But you definitely broke it down. um I know with the cyber world that we live in, there's a lot of social media actually help to catch a lot of pedophiles, like you said. So but it's really cool that we get to have this type of media world, our little media world, and how it came about, like so many different ones, like look at this Instagram Live. This is so cool. Some people love to use Facebook Live as well, for different reasons, but they also have ping. What is it? Ping interest. Pinterest.
Yep. Pinterest, yeah.
Yeah. So Twitter. Twitter. All these different ones. I remember. And but the thing is that some of the disadvantages though with so much social media that we have, I think we could get so distracted and we actually miss out on certain important things that we should be prioritizing, you know, especially with, you know, socializing with our loved ones and stuff like that. Priority things. Some people, even on their jobs, have sometimes they're overdoing it with the social media at work. You know what I'm saying? Take pictures like I'm about to post this picture I'm at work. And, you know, sometimes it could get you very distracted, you know,
Exactly.
while you should be focusing on, you know, so it could be a big form of distraction. And you made a good point as well, where you mentioned that, you know, somebody could make a statement and something about embarrassment, but, you know, with social media, uh, there, I could just imagine what a lot of people in Hollywood go through because they're always seeing negative, positive. I mean, you know, some of it you're just like, whatever. You know, you can't really, you know, you can't really pay attention because if you feed into it. But of course, you're gonna get a lot of, you know, you're gonna have some haters out there anyway, right? Some people
Always.
could write something that is really not true, or just because they are upset or whatever reasons it is. People have their different motives. Some people are, they want to get some type of what you call it, some type of reaction to see if they could take you off, you know. Maybe that's why they do that, but definitely it's not something that you need to feed into. Obviously I wouldn't feed into it. I don't take it personal. So that's the, you know, that's the downfalls of social media. But then also too, with the good thing with social media, that, you know, for example, you know, you get to meet people like I was saying before. Have you met any cool persons that you've kept in contact with through social media, Andre?
Oh yeah, for real. You know, I've met actually, you know, a couple thousands of people all over the world, you know, business wise, you know, and
Right. Yeah.
motivational wise and so forth. And
Right.
persons who just meet on the norm, you know, and we're still in contact, you know, and so forth. We share contacts and so forth because they are like-minded people. So it's always good to connect with like-minded people all over the world, you know, and to build friendships, even though we are from a distance, you know.
Yes, absolutely. And which is so cool. Myself too, you know, is that I've kept in contact with some people I've from like childhood that I remember growing up with. Like, wow, you know, we ran into people on, you know, from back in the days, you know, high school, childhood days. Really cool. I have another hot topic question for you, right? So this one, I'm pretty sure this is a big thing that our world deal with now. And you know, it's something that we see everybody. Somebody has something to say about this one. But so, what do you think about people that are actually like couples who are in a relationship or married, and say, like for example, Facebook, you know, is a famous one. Some people, they feel that, you know what, if their partner doesn't post a picture of them on their Facebook or write that we're in a relationship or married, they find that to be offensive. Like they think that, you know what, if you don't put it on here on your Facebook, or, you know, this is kind of like you have some hidden agendas or something like that. Do you think that that has anything? Do you think that, you know, your relationship status should even matter on Facebook? You know, like or other, if there's others.
You know, turning point, I don't think it should matter, you know, because there are many persons who have different point of views as regards to that. There are many persons as well who do not like to share their private life on social medias, especially on Facebook, you know, because it could be a very negative factor that could lead to them, you know, because there are persons who are really fearful of social media, and because of that, they do not like to share certain things about themselves, about their relationships with some persons, you know, because it can be a huge risk. And as well, on the other hand, there are persons who don't really care. They share their stuff, they share the information, and it doesn't really matter to them, you know. But yeah,
Right. That definitely. I mean, you definitely hit on the nail. And you know, some people rather just keep their relationship private, while others don't really care. That's true. And a lot of people say, you know, some people say the reason why I keep mine private, or you know, maybe they keep it in a way that, you know, some people are actually in a relationship or married, but they make it seem like they're business partners or something. They have a way to twist it around, you know, like on there. Some people you will never know that they actually, and then you have people like, there's people that say, well, you know what, I have a Facebook account, or I have an Instagram account, but my partner, he doesn't have one, or she doesn't have one. I mean, I find that offensive, because I wonder, you should be on there, and I should be on there, and you know, and they make it a big deal, like this thing. Some people actually have breakups because of this social media
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean?
That would be really
I mean,
silly, you
like,
know?
ridiculous. Like, what is the big deal about it? I mean, it shouldn't make a big deal. But I definitely understand why some people have their reasons. Some people could have trust issue, but it really shouldn't make a big deal about it, because you're not in a relationship with social media anyway. You know, you're not in a relationship with social media. So definitely you hit some great points, you know, with that. And that's the good thing about it, because, you know, it's a choice. Like, I actually had social media, certain ones, and I'm like, you know what, at some point I deleted some of my accounts, because I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, like, it could be very distracting. Like, you know, you want to keep up with notifications and all these things, but some of them aren't really necessary. You know, you have other priority things that you could be working with and doing, so you really don't need it, you know? So it's not like we need social media. Like, some people feel like, I need it. Like, you know what, if I delete all my account, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a breakdown. Oh my God. So it's really not like a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, turning point. It's not really the fact that, we don't really need it. It's just that, social media, as I said, social media can be used as, that is good and that is bad, because there are many persons who use it for business purposes. And for
Right.
instance, persons who are businessmen or women, it would be really good to have certain types of social media platforms, accounts, to build their business and to build their brand.
Right. So that's mostly what it could be used for. You know, the good thing is the fact that you could use it for business. Like, that's a free bonus to every person that's not into business, to kind of even want to try to invest themselves into something. But then there's not everybody that's into business, so of course. But it gives you even an opportunity for people who are into certain careers, to keep in touch with even certain employee, co-workers too. You know, you get to keep in touch. But it's really like it's also like a storage, like a storage backup. Certain social media, it could also be like a storage backup thing. So it is definitely helpful in regards to, because some things you can't even find, like in your phone, or maybe your old phone, and I'm like, hold on a second, maybe I could check my old social media, or my social media account, and see if I have this store there, or I could get in touch with this person, you know. So it's very helpful in regards to that. So yeah, so that's the good part about it, that we don't have to kind of feel like, you know, oh, you know what, social media, it has a control over our lives. You know, it's definitely something that we could control of, because sometimes it gets like that, you know, where we feel like social media now is controlling our lives. And if you're not careful, you know, it could kind of get your mind like that. You have to be in control of the social media accounts that you have and you're working with.
Exactly. We have a comment there. Someone says, we have great points there. That's really true.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Well, yes, of course, and feel free to tune in. You know, send us a request if you want to jump on in. The Business Mind 20. Feel free if you want to jump on in, because definitely it's an open platform, no judgmental zone. You know, we do see that you're one of our fans. Thank you so much. You know, and feel free to share our
Yeah, thank you
YouTube
for joining.
channel. Yes, feel free to jump on in and share our postings and stuff. So, you know, yeah, so, you know, like we were saying, Andre, this is another reason why, you know, we get to connect with people who are other business minded people. Like, look, you know, And sometimes you've been looking all over. Like, you remember when they had the yellow pages? Like, usually every area had like the yellow pages, like a phone book. They still have it, where you actually have to be searching through the yellow pages for phone numbers and different things. The good thing is, with social media, it's also very helpful with that, because I tell you, like I was saying, there's sometimes you're like, hold on, where did I put this phone number, or where can I get in touch with this person? If something happens, because remember, back in the days, you used to use phone books. We didn't really, everything was written down in our little black book or our little address and phone book. Social media is kind of like a little backup platform.
Exactly. So so for each, for each time, as time passes, technology also increase. So for back in the days, we have those phone books, which will take our time actually, and now
Right.
we can just easily go on our phone and just search the contacts, and we have it right there, or we go on Facebook, contact them on WhatsApp, and all those social media platforms, which is more easier
Right.
to
Yeah, WhatsApp is
get into
another
contact with
another
persons.
big one. Right. So it's like, it's all forms of communication, I get. And the good thing is, with email, I'm not sure, would email be considered social media? No, right? Gmail, is it? Like with email, you're able to keep in contact with people through emails all the time, if you can't
Yeah.
get in touch with somebody through the phone or something.
Well, yeah, I think email is not a form of social media, but it's a
Right.
type of communication. It's a form of communication, a medium what we use to communicate. Because back in the days, we
Right.
normally use letter, for instance. We normally write letter, for instance.
Right.
So now we use emails and those stuff for, especially if you're like emailing a job or something, or emailing person instead of sending a letter. So the email will be like a replacement of the letter.
Yes, yes. So definitely, we're grateful for the emails too, but that's a whole different topic there. But
Yeah.
definitely, uh, social media have came a long way, and we're so grateful for the inventors, um, who invented those tools. We might not be a part of all of them, and some people don't even have not even one social media account, and they don't want it. They say, I don't want none. I don't blame them either. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you know.
Actually, I think those persons are the persons who have like a phobia of social media, because everyone have their own phobias. Yeah.
Well,
So it's like a phobia.
some people they have already a busier lifestyle. I think though, some people could have a busier lifestyle
Yeah.
that
And
they
that
don't
too.
even want social media because they're already busy enough. Maybe they already have a business. Maybe they have a busy family life. They're doing, busy with career wise and maybe health reasons. So some people they just choose, you know what, I'm better off without it because the less people that in my business, the better for me. That some people think like that. So, which is understandable too,
Yes.
because you try to be with the new world we're in, like, like you're saying, there's always people are looking to hack people's account. Like you can't even, imagine, of course, there's some very, very smart people out there and that's how they do. So, you know, they a lot of children, actually young teens, we know that social media has, wow, caused so many, you know, kidnapping and all types of stuff. So of course we know that's the media world, and they're always watching, you know. So some people they choose not to, and there's parents actually they tell some kids they argue with their parents saying, I want social media. Come on, my friends on social media. Why you can't let me have social? And some parents say, I don't want you to have it, and da 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 da. And this is the reason why, and you could see their viewpoint as well.
Yeah, and that's why, like Facebook or so other social media platforms, they have restrictions as regards to persons to open an account, because there are
Mm,
many youngsters, there are many youths who are underage, and they want to join Facebook, for instance, and because of their underage, some of them they also join it and put false informations, and because of that they it becomes a risk for them, and many of them, for instance, like in England, in America, there are many pedophiles, as it says, and they they go for these youngsters, and then it causes harm to them and so forth.
Wow, you stated a very good point with that, and that's something that our younger generation is dealing with heavily. Because even with the whole different type of phones, like these iPhones that they have, which is kind of cool, but they're finding with technology now, they have all types of ways to um, get, you know, information. And sometimes a lot of these young girls who are actually not only that they're young, but women, male too. They, they meet people on social media or some type of apps sometimes, and they're not even aware. And some of these people have a total different image when it comes to who you think they are. And, and to be all jokes aside, you know, you can't trust everybody that you actually connect with. Because even somebody send you a request, like, of course, I know you're a businessman. You get this all the time. Myself too. You might get tons of requests from people requesting a friendship or some type of connection. And myself too, I do that with others. But of course, you're not going to know all these people, but you don't give out your personal information. Some people have really, and you try to be careful, but there's people that are really smart out there, and the technology that we live in now, they're finding ways to do all types of stuff. It's really amazing. So,
Yeah, and turning point, I remember, I think about a couple months ago, my Gmail got hacked, and I'm telling you, I had a really hard time for a couple of weeks, almost a month, and then eventually, because I'm a person who act fast, and I also work, I emailed Google, I tried my best to find a solution to get back my Gmail account, and I did. So, and Gmail blocked it for me, and they gave it back to me in about a couple of weeks, and believe me, on Turning Point, when I was without the internet on my Gmail account, oh my God, it's like my whole life was gone. My whole
wow.
life was gone, I'm telling you. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because you had to,
Everything, yeah, because everything was on that Gmail. I have it from about 2012. When I was in America, I created that Gmail account. So you can imagine how many years I had that Gmail account. Everything is actually on that Gmail. So you can see the risk factor that we have with social media, with being on social media, because persons can hack these valuable informations from us.
Wow, yeah, definitely. And I know you're a type of person that, you're a businessman, you're a traveler, so you need your information. You need your information, and and that's really serious. A lot of people nowadays, what they're doing too is having like probably more than one email, but still, we all use like sometimes that one main email address for contacts and different stuff. But man, sorry that had to happen to you, but it's definitely something that's why we all learn from it. Some people they choose, that's why some people they choose to have less apps on their phone nowadays. I've been hearing too, because they're finding ways to just different people want to get information from you to get into your personal life, and stuff like that. And so yeah, but on the other side, at least we know there is a lot of bad, but still there's a lot of good, and
Exactly.
the good outweighs the bad, I guess.
Yes, I guess.
you
But
know
always.
Law enforcement also have used it to help solve a lot of different criminal stuff, and with social media too, I've heard, with the technology, which is very cool. And grateful for those who have invented that. But definitely I'm grateful for it. We get to communicate with everybody from all over, you know and it's so awesome. So this is a wonderful conversation that we had today. I
Yeah, oh
enjoyed
yeah.
a hot topic here, because this is the reality. This the real world that we're in. And to I think one more point that I realized too, Andre, that do you think is morally our younger generation that are into social media? Because social media wasn't really a big thing. Like people who are in like that are born maybe in the 50s, 60s, they're still struggling. Like, how do you even keep up with this? Like, but the newer generation, maybe in the, I would say more like 80s, 90s, or the 2000s, that's kind of like people say the babies that are being born nowadays, they're like born into technology.
Yeah, exactly. And to turn the point, to answer your question, I do believe that yes, for real, there are many persons who are, or should I say, considered older persons. Most of them they are not really used to technology, but I can disagree as well because I know a lot of persons who are old persons, and of older age, and they actually are even better than some youngsters. They actually
Yeah,
know
that's
more
true.
than some of the youngsters, like our
You
ages,
know
and
what
so.
they say? They say the youngsters teach the older ones.
Yes, that's true. But what I'm telling you, there are some older persons, older folks who actually
Uh-huh.
really to the advanced level in technology. I'm telling you, they're
Uh-huh.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think
and
it's
that's
vice
so
versa.
cool.
But for real, the youths are more um technological wise, despite.
Yeah, I think so too. It's more of our younger generation thing to keep up with the social media thing. And it's like an addiction though, so to some people. Some say it's an addiction. Some would say that, social media, if I don't check my account every day, I feel like I don't have a life. So, it's like it becomes like a pattern. Like, when you get up in the morning, you gotta check it. When you go to lunch, you gotta check, So it's like you tap in, tap out.
Yeah.
So it could become a form, they say, of an addiction to technology, some say. So, I mean, I can see the point where they're coming from with that. So, I don't know. I mean, it could be, but then also it keeps a lot of young people out of trouble, to be honest. It also keeps a lot of young people because it keeps them occupied with something to do, a lot of older people. So, like, you got to communicate with people, socialize with others, some that some you might not, but you get to, keep your mind distracted in a positive way. So that's the good thing about our lovely social media. Well,
Yeah, social media can be used as a positive tool and a negative tool. We must always bear that in mind.
yes, and that's the whole the whole good thing about it. And like I said, I am grateful for it. Um, I'm grateful for IGTV Live.
Yeah,
We're able to use it to have our little talk show, but it's awesome.
indeed it is.
Yeah, so guys, this is the end of our show today. We had a wonderful conversation about social media. Yes, and Andre, you always knock it off with some awesome points, and
Absolutely, got
I
to.
enjoy I enjoy our conversation. You rock as always, but definitely. So, guys, tune in the next time for our another hot topic conversation. We love our fans. Once again, tune into our YouTube channel. Subscribe, share, watch, and enjoy. You can recap our videos, but definitely we appreciate you guys. So that's it for today. Bye, guys.
See
Bye,
you
Andre.
there.
Bye. And much love to all our fans again. We appreciate you.